the guest is the most important part of the dining scene. That is not permission to be an asshole.
Right.
It's just you said we get one swear word, right? Is that one
Enjoy
each?
it. Yeah.
Or did I just use the one for the whole
That's okay.
episode?
We'll do a cute little sound effect over it.
Right. I mean, it's like, that's the last thing that you want.
Hello and welcome to The Book Drop, Omaha Public Library's podcast about books, our community, and the joy of reading. I'm Maggie Peterson. I'm the outreach manager for Omaha Public Library, and I'm joined as always by
Amy Bathard, the partnerships manager for Omaha Public Library. So this is my favorite time of the year, Maggie.
I know
Do you
it
know
is.
what it is. It's my personal
I wouldn't know you at all if I didn't know that it was
awards time.
It's time for James Beard.
James Beard Media Award nominees.
So-
we don't know who's won, but we know,
the nominees.
Yes.
And the nominees
It's
are.
all about food.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite topic.
So I think this is our third year talking James Beard,
And
if I'm correct.
With our
Special guest, Brian, who's been telling us
our repeat
our repeat.
special guest.
Yeah. It makes
Yeah.
me less special when I repeat. So
No, it's special because this is
you're
also
always
your first
special.
time in our new
it
studio.
is my first time
I
here.
know.
What
This
did you
is
feel like
totally
when you
legit.
walked in? Did you feel like this is very
I
serious?
felt famous.
I know you are famous. Are you kidding?
But like a room like this, it's like, oh, they have, like, I'm inviting to something important if I get to be
You are
in
important.
this room.
I've said this basically every time we've had a guest on, and I don't know if this part makes it to air, but the first time I saw our studio, we had one of the bi-weekly one-on-ones with my boss, and we met here before we had moved into the building, but we had met here, and then she walked me by so I could see, and I had said, I was like, wow, that's a serious space for some deeply and serious people.
I know.
What's going to happen?
I mean,
know.
So this is your first one here. Have you been to the Central Library yet, or is this your first time? Okay, cool.
I came to a sneak peek
I was invited.
back in April, maybe
God, a
even
million years
early
ago?
April. Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like a long time ago. It is a spectacular space, and it's so cool to see it, alive on a Thursday. Like
Yes.
when you come to an event,
So busy.
and there's people all over the place. Well, that's one thing, but like today, walking up here, it's like, there's people in all the nooks and crannies,
Yeah.
and little kids in a room smashing
Right.
grapes on
I
the
know, I
window,
love it.
and people in the doing 3D printing,
Yeah.
and checking out
There's
books.
It's
behind us right now.
activated.
Someone's
Yeah.
quilting behind us right now. We're
Yeah.
watching them do
And I
that.
love
Someone's
this-
using a sewing machine.
I love the stare downs when people walk by. They're
Oh,
like, "Who's
that's our
in
favorite.
there?"
Last week when we recorded our
that's fun.
episode,
Yeah, it is
there
fun.
was just a chain of field trips going on. It was just child group after child group after child group. And eventually when we got to the end of, close to the end of the episode, I was like, I'm going to go out there and see if they want to come in and just yell, I love OPL on the microphone. And they did. So I just went out there and grabbed a million kids.
Super fun.
Yeah. And I think that's what gets me about the building is you're used to event, going somewhere and knowing that there's going to be a lot of people there.
Yes.
That's there's an event going on. It's a Thursday. School is not out yet. And this place is crawling with people.
It's cool.
Usually for most libraries, it's our busy season is the summer,
Sure.
because there's no school, people's hours are maybe more flexible, or they're doing whatever. And it feels like summer every day. There's
I'm
people
a
here
little
all the
nervous
time.
about what happens when summer really
Me
comes.
too.
I mean,
We're
been,
having conversations about it
Yeah, we are
behind the
a lot,
scenes.
for
Less
sure.
time on the Mormon Wives and the one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More
Exactly.
about managing the summer.
Oh, for
We'll
sure.
fit it both, Stacey. Don't worry.
Yes, exactly.
Let's talk about
Yeah.
food. We've already been
So
talking about
we
food, but let's talk
have-
about these.
I know. What's so great is when this list comes out, I really get excited to have a conversation with Brian O'Malley, Brian, will you introduce yourself for our guests again in case they haven't heard our other episodes?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm honored to be here with you both. I am the Dean for Culinary, Horticulture, and Business at Metropolitan Community College, and came up there as a member of the culinary faculty. So I spent most of my time there, in the kitchen with students, learning how to advance the craft.
Yeah.
And I've loved my role over the last several years, helping lead the department, but I still kind of think of myself as a culinary instructor at heart, which
Sure.
is why I love being here for this, is because we get to talk about people sharing their stories about food and cookery in a
Right.
way that can be really cool.
Yeah, I love it. And we've known each other a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't know if I actually remember when I first officially met you, but I think I remember you for sure. I don't know if we knew each other, was Emerging Terrain,
Yes.
which was a phenomenal event.
It was.
That was produced in 2009.
I'll say
Maybe?
yes to that.
Yeah, but it was basically, think of it, folks, like it was, I'm not sure if there's even a website or information out there anymore about it, but it was the Silos by...
Yeah, I'll say like 35th and Vinton,
Yeah.
between Vinton and the interstate.
Yeah, and there was a sort of like a public art call
Yeah.
to put these giant, beautiful banners down the side of the silos, and to celebrate that, we had a beautiful dinner.
500 people.
500 people, one long table, and with delicious food from the local makers,
Yeah.
including yourself.
I was a partner with Matt Taylor, who at the time was the chef at Lead Lodge down at
Yeah.
Arbor Day Farm. And our course was driven by bison.
Yes.
And it was so much fun.
So delicious. It was one of the most top 5 events of my life.
I will include that in the top 5 events of my life.
Yeah.
It was a spectacular thing to be a
Yeah.
part of.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so
I mean, wedding, I have 2 kids. Yeah.
I know.
You know,
my wedding
top
was
8.
top 5 too.
Toss it in there.
Yeah. And so I've always loved over the years connecting with you and talking about food and culinary history, and what it means in a community when you really reflect on those stories. And I think it's so great. And I think James Beard does a great job of like really elevating those stories through
Very
books,
much.
media, maybe social media, just everything, whatever those pieces are out for the year that they recognize. So I will talk, Brian, I want you to introduce, like, we do know one of the award winners of the James Beard 2026, and they are probably heading there soon to, I think it's next week, maybe. I don't remember when the
June
award.
13th.
June.
Okay.
June
It was
13th.
coming soon.
Yep.
Who and they were considered American Classic, so it was already announced. Do you want to tell a little bit more about who won?
Well, it's very exciting for Omaha and very exciting for this operation. So the first winner that we've ever had, right? We've had many nominees
Yes.
and many finalists over the years. But the first James Beard Award for Omaha goes to the operation at Johnny's Cafe. So
Yeah.
the current operators are the Kawa sisters, and they are magnificent people. We do lots of fun things with them from the school.
Way too. Yeah.
But I also like to just go there for lunch.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
it's,
And they're really amazing storytellers, too.
Yes.
They've sat on a couple of panels that we have collaborated with Metro Community College, reflecting on Omaha's restaurant history.
Yeah.
And the last one specifically focused on steakhouses. Obviously, that's who they are.
Yeah.
And
But it's a
also,
great award
It
because
is.
it's
It
separate
recognizes-
from the Chef and Restaurant
Yes.
Awards.
Yeah.
Because it's really recognizing operations that have contributed to kind of the fabric of a place's food and restaurant culture over time.
right.
So it's not measuring like it will be this year when they decide, hopefully, that for the good that David
Finally.
Utterback
Yeah.
should get
I know.
an
Yeah.
award
Please.
from Yoshitomo. But like that's I don't know. It's the difference between like an Oscar for Best Picture
Right.
and one for Lifetime
Yeah.
Achievement.
So it's lifetime achievement.
This is Lifetime Achievement.
Yes.
And so Utterback absolutely deserves one
Right.
for Best Picture.
Yes.
But Kawa's and the operation at Johnny's absolutely deserves one for Lifetime Achievement. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll open 104,
104 years,
104 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a spectacular run, but longevity is also not enough. I mean, the point is that they've changed this fabric of
Yes.
who we are as a restaurant community for the better.
Yes.
And because of that, they certainly deserve our praise, recognition, support, all of that. It's really cool to see that come from the national folks as well. So
Agreed.
bravo on them. I hope they go in June.
They are going.
They are.
going?
Oh, good.
They absolutely
Good.
are, because I talked to them after the panel from last time, and I wanted to interview them to hear about their experience.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
Are we going to do that?
Yeah.
Are you going to do that? Oh.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought it up because I wanted to talk to them about. I try to host a watch party every year.
I know.
And so I was going to try to have it at Johnny's in the bar.
Can I come?
I bet they're already going to be showing it.
I mean,
Can
they'll
I
for
invite
sure.
myself?
We should
invite
talk to
myself,
them
too.
I know
before
we
we
have.
have it. But absolutely, we should do it there.
That
So,
would be fun.
yeah.
I
That is
think
so
that
cool.
would be brilliant.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in.
When is this episode coming out? Before that?
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have to find out.
So
Yeah.
I worked at Johnny's when in my 20s, like just
Okay.
after college. I think I had two different. It was like one of those things. It's like I'd go to college out of state and come home. I think I worked there like maybe two separate runs, and I worked at a lot of places in Omaha, bartending, serving, doing whatever. I have said this for years before they had this award. It was the best restaurant I had worked at. Period.
Yeah.
Like even in other states, the Kawa sisters are tireless in
Yeah.
the experience that they're bringing to diners. I felt like one of them was always on site, and not in like a micromanaging way. They were just there and were available. Like they trusted the people they hired. They hired great people in the kitchen, on the service staff, doing everything, and they trusted them, but they were always there to be available to navigate and troubleshoot, and they were never too good for, it's like they would refill the ice bins. Like they were just there to keep everything going. It is just so deserved. They're a great family. They're great people. I could not be happier. And it's great food. I go back and eat there no matter what.
absolutely. For sure.
I try not to eat that much red meat anymore, but
Right.
once in a while.
Yeah.
Special treat.
Special
the
treat.
cottage
Birthday.
cheese dip.
It's the
or the
best.
spread.
They bring it to
Oh my
our
God, I love
restaurant
it.
panel
Yeah.
that we do. It
Yeah.
is delicious.
It
I
is
know.
unreplicable. I can't.
Yeah.
I've tried. You cannot make it yourself at home. It's got to come there. It's got to come in a
Omaha
little
is
dish.
full of Italian steakhouses.
Yep.
And I was late to learn that Johnny's they're all Polish.
Yeah.
And so their like whole take on it, that cheese dip spread
Yeah.
thing has a Polish name that
Yeah.
I can't pronounce because there's not enough vowels. But like it's amazing that
Yeah.
they've like held to this like we are South Polish.
Yeah.
Here
Yep,
we go.
strong.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it so much.
Yeah.
And it really is a wonderful place. And now I cover a chair at South Campus with some frequency. And so I like going there
Yeah.
and have it. I mean, I have like faculty annual reviews
Yeah.
in the dining room at Johnny's. Like it's
Yeah.
so fun.
I love
so
it.
fun.
I love it. So we have Utterback, we have Kawa Sisters,
Yes.
and we have another Nebraskan that picked up a few nominations. Ted Genoway's.
Yeah.
Very own Ted.
I know.
I say that like I know him. I do not know.
Well, I know him. I've met him. He was our 2019 Omaha Reads winner for This Blessed Earth, which followed a family of farmers.
Nonfiction.
Yeah,
So real people.
nonfiction. And it's a great story. And he's an investigative reporter. So he has three. So I'm just going to talk just what the titles of his articles are, because I think it's super interesting. So, one is a book, which I do want to read, which is in the reference history and scholarship category, Tequila Wars, which I was like, oh.
We don't need to fight about
I
the
know.
tequila.
Jose
I'll love
Cuervo
it all.
and the bloody struggle for the spirit of Mexico. And I'm like, oh, that's really, really interesting. And for investigative reporting, he is nominated for Customers Are Being Duped, How Murky Grocery Sale Tactics Are Squeezing Some Kroger Shoppers. And I'm like, ooh,
Interesting.
how are they being squeezed? I want to know. And then the other one is Immigrants on the Line. They fled Haiti only to endure brutal working conditions at a Colorado plant run by the world's biggest meat packer. Now they face deportation, which, wow. Serious
Yeah.
stuff there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he does, though. He
It is
really,
what he does.
Yeah. So congratulations to Ted on your being nominated, and we hope that you pick up some awards.
Doing us proud.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, This Blessed Earth, I remember reading, and I
Yeah.
like have a vague understanding of farming and like what all goes into it. I did not know until I read that book. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Just how precariously most farmers are on the edge most of the times.
It's like restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it is like
very
thin margins.
small.
It's
Yeah.
hard. I mean, I have a brother-in-law who's a farmer, but the size-wise for farms, it's like, so I know a little bit from that. But reading how hard it is to just be an independent farmer, like not bought out by larger corporations, which is what we're kind of moving into, like how hard it is to just walk that line and how hard it is to keep a family farm going this day and age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very powerful book. If you haven't read it,
love it.
it'll be in our book list because I
Yes.
just added it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And also new to James Beard this year is that they came out with, I think it's a website. I don't know if it's an app. It's James Beard's new Good Food Finder. So it's all the award winners from years past. So if you're like traveling around, you're like, I wonder what a good restaurant is. And then you'll be able to find some of the nominees.
See, I needed that. I was just on I was on a work trip at the beginning of April, and then I was on a personal vacation at the end of April. And both times, I feel like I was just like on TikTok trying to find recommendations, and I just kind of got lost in trying to find even James Beard or any of these other things of like, okay, where should I go? Where can I reasonably get to? And I think this is what I need. It was just like a digital map that would show me where all these things are.
I know. So
I would love it if that
I know.
got easier.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree because I don't know if we can all depend on some of the food review sites anymore because they become a little toxic with like if you don't get something right, then somebody's going to give you 1 star or whatever. Like it's hard. So you never know what those good places to eat, what is going to rise to the top, and everybody has different opinions. So I want something different, and this is something different.
Yeah. It just needs to be curated better.
Yes,
and not
exactly.
That the only places worth eating are places that get James Beard level recognition. That's not even close to fair. But the idea that you should be able to get some feedback that is curated beyond the group source. What do you call it when everybody
Groupthink?
Yeah.
Group reviewed?
Yeah. I mean, those things are valuable and absolutely, but sometimes they aggrandize a thing in the wrong direction. Like, I don't know. I just like thoughtfulness. And that doesn't necessarily, that's not a barrier to entry to participate
For sure.
in all of those. And so
Yeah.
something more curated. My daughter is talking about starting one for coffee shops alone.
Oh, fun.
Called Beanstalk, where it's like
Love
stalking.
It. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love
a play on words.
I know.
So brilliant.
Great name.
I love a play on
Great name.
This building, I hope, likes plays on words.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is the thing, like that you get to a town and you think, well, where's that coffee shop I'm going to miss?
Yes.
Right.
And if you just, get the Google reviews, it may not give you.
We know what the Starbucks is going to be.
Yeah.
Right.
But we really need to know what the archetype or the Zen or the whatever.
How do you find those? I mean, when you're in the community, you do it by saying, "Oh, where did you get your?"
Right.
Yeah.
When you're breezing in, or you're visiting a friend, or you're there for work, or whatever it is, it's nice to be able to know that just around the corner.
Right. Yeah. What did the not miss?
Right.
Yeah.
So in that, so if people are new to Omaha, Brian, what are maybe the top 3 places or 5 would you say you need to eat here?
Oh, good. I thought she was going to say get coffee, and I was like,
No, there's 2. I think coffee's
Downstairs at Zen
hard.
Coffee at the Central
Yeah.
Library,
Yeah.
obviously.
Good
Everybody
point.
has so many wildly different
Palettes.
palettes for coffee. Like I'm very dedicated to my coffee shop. Like in the beans, we just get the beans and make it at home. But like that's hard. But I can certainly get some restaurant recommendations. Or like if you really want to drop into Omaha, you need to go here.
wow. I mean, the kind of, hey, you have 3 days. What should you, where should you eat? What should you do?
I mean, Johnny's is one. For
That's
sure.
Johnny.
Johnny's
Seriously, it's a whole
100%.
experience. The food's going to be good, but it's also just like an experience
It
to
is.
go. It is like stepping back to that old school steakhouse.
I also feel the way about pizza in town. Like
We have a lot of feelings about pizza as well. You're in good company.
I would put together like don't go to one pizza place, but like maybe have an afternoon of go eat pizza. I did that one time in Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Went and ate a bunch of different fried chicken.
Yeah, I was going to say hot chicken.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was magnificent. I mean, wasn't magnificent for me. Like the next
I was just
couple of
thinking,
days.
I'm like, at this age, to
Yeah.
trying to go do that,
Yeah,
I'd be
no,
like,
no.
I'd have to plan it out.
I thought I was younger.
Plan it
than
like
I
a
was.
hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That needed to be like a 10-day
Yeah, you gotta
experience
spread
with
it
one
out.
day.
Yeah.
But certainly to do that on Pizza in Omaha, I actually think that we are an incredible pizza town.
I
think we've
agree.
got a lot of
Hard agree.
variety. I think we got
Yeah.
a lot of really cool stuff happening on pizza.
Yeah.
So I would put together a stretch that does that. I also think that's true of breakfast in
Yeah, I
this
was going to
town.
ask you about breakfast.
I think we got
People
some
have
really
big
cool
opinion about breakfast in
we
this
were just
town.
talking earlier, probably off the air, about cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
Like I think going to either or both Wiedlachs, which is on Center at 156th, Bob Boozer. The cinnamon roll there is amazing, but it's normal. I'm making air quotes. It's normal breakfast, but like, perfect normal
Right.
breakfast. I feel the same way about Harold's coffee shop. up
Oh,
on
Of course,
Harold's
the
30th
pie.
classic.
State.
Yeah.
And like I sometimes go there and have pie at like
Yeah.
7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like,
Why
you
not?
What a
you have
dream.
piece of
What a
apple
You
life.
pie?
do you. And it's,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of apple
Yeah.
pie at 7 in the morning.
Aspire.
So I would for sure do some things like that because that's where peeps that live here eat
Right.
regularly.
Right.
Like so often when you think of, ooh, what's the place I should go to when I get there? I mean, I'm not scared to say go to Yoshitomo or go
Right.
to Akuron or go to Boiler or V-Mertz. Right? They're all
Yeah.
magnificent. But even if I love them, it's not like it's a place I would go 2 days a week.
Right.
Like I would go to Wiedlachs 2 days a week.
Yeah.
I would go, I shouldn't admit it, but I'd go to Broncos 2 days a week.
Hell yeah.
I've never eaten
Don't
there.
be ashamed.
You're okay. You sh-
I think I've told you this, Maggie. And I think every time I tell you, you're
You
like,
get handed
have
over
that
a bag
taste.
of grease.
it is like you should eat there.
Amy.
Because if you eat in the car, then your car will smell like it for
Yeah.
months.
We'll
Eat
bring
there.
it here and we'll make the office smell like
Oh,
it. I'll
okay.
pick it up. Don't worry about it.
You used to have one right down the street.
I know.
Or runs it down the street. Runs is also a great choice. I mean,
Right.
there's a million
Classic.
There sure
good
is.
choices. But that general vibe of I don't want to go to the top tier place
Yeah.
when I go visit. I mean, I like this
Right.
top tier dining for sure. But like, where do people in Seattle eat like on Tuesday?
Right.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
I like to find those kind of places when I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
And in Omaha, that answer is pizza.
I know.
A lot
for
of
lots
times.
and lots and lots of
Yeah.
people.
Pizza.
I know. I love it. But like this weekend, we're doing brunch. My whole family's in town. There's 20 of us, and we're going to Herb Saint.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
I
Yeah,
love
I
that
love
place.
Earth Saint.
Right? I
It's
mean,
great.
I think it's great. Yeah.
We're full of awesome places. Like, I don't want to say Herb Saint isn't a top tier place. I don't mean it like that. But like, they're not one of those places that's like, oh my God, you should go to Omaha in order to eat there.
Right.
It's wonderful. And it's not like just a Tuesday kind of place, but it's
It's elevated a little.
a place that you would go regularly.
Yeah.
Like it's a place where you could go if you love it.
That's how I feel
3 or
about
4
Lola's.
times. Lola's.
I
Yeah.
That's
love
a perfect,
Lola's.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
perfect example. Lola's
Yeah.
is a
Oh, the
perfect
speck
example.
sandwich there.
Right.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
That's my favorite sandwich in town. So good.
You're only saying that because French Bulldog is closed, but
You're
whatever.
actually not wrong.
I know.
No, French Bulldog to
Bulldog.
Lola's, there is absolutely a little line there. Like,
There is. That's
oh,
fair. The speck sandwich is a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the whole thing.
So I don't know what I would say.
I know.
mean, Omaha is full of magnificent places.
Yeah.
Magnificent places.
I think the place for me right now, and I'm a late adopter to this, but Sauce by Alfaro, which is in Papillion.
I have not been. But
I haven't
hear.
either,
It
but
is
I've heard it's
worth
great.
the right. And so, and it's
Yeah.
unassuming because it's one of those places. I feel like the sign on the outside looks like it's going to be like, this is an elevated fancy restaurant. And you go in and it is a counter that you order at. And there's like a few tables inside. They've got a little patio in the back. You order your food. And if you are coming when it's busy, they're going to make your food. It's going to take 45 minutes. You need to cut because they make everything fresh, scratch to order. Like all of the chicken sandwich. They have a million different chicken sandwiches. All of them are amazing. They have fresh made fried cheese curds. You can get dirty curds, and they like toss them in a sauce. I'm telling you, this is my favorite place in town. It is worth the trip.
Okay.
I think we have to go. There's a bookstore across the street.
Okay. let's
But
do
I
it.
love, they lean into the whole day. Like, they know it's going to take 45 minutes. They'll send you off with a buzzer. You can go to the bar next door. You can go to the bookstore across the street. They're just going to let that buzzer go off when it's ready, and you can go
like
pick
that
up your
plan.
food. Yeah. I'm telling you,
right.
it is amazing. Chef
Love
Alfaro, who I can't remember, she had a restaurant in Springfield, I think. that was like had gotten a lot of notoriety. I think it had done really well, and then moved over into Papillion. Anyway, South by Alfaro is absolutely that is the restaurant for me right now.
Super fun.
Amazing food.
Love it.
I'd say let's go today, but
Let's go.
Because your love of teaching, Brian, and I think about trends a lot, and James Beard also had sort of the, how much I love to think about, like, what is happening in the food. I mean, you see this like popping up in grocery stores or New York Times cooking, whatever is like vibing of the day, or what chefs are interested in the moment, or I'm sure that you have a lot of students come through and hop on the trend train, if you will, or whatever that looks like. But so James Beard had a list of trends for 2026. So let's just say,
Let's go
I
through
would
'em.
love yay or nay.
Okay.
Claws and carcasses.
Yay, let's make a bone broth. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
I'm
keep
for
frozen
them.
bones in my freezer, and I make bone broth all year round, baby.
And shrimp. The shrimp peels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything. Like
Absolutely. Make a stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a yay.
I'm a yay.
Yeah. I just bought a pressure cooker, stovetop.
Oh.
To start,
Okay.
the one where it's gonna put your eye out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
kinda is
The ones that
very-
scare me.
Yeah, it
That's why I
scares
have an
me
Instant
too. And
Pot.
every time we
All it
use
is
it, we have to
pressure
read the
cooker.
instructions again.
Yeah.
Again, we use this, but mostly to really toss in a bunch of scraps to make broth
Yeah, fabulous.
is one of the reasons.
I
Okay.
also love the claws and carcass vibe for the service. Like that, if you
Yeah.
deliver shrimp and shell or meat on bone,
Right.
in most cases, like the trend over time had been to handle doing that stuff in the kitchen
Right.
instead of whole lobster or
Sure.
or and that's fine, and I certainly appreciate the refinement of those moments, but also you can't get more delicious than that little tiny knuckle of crab right where it connects to it. You know what I mean? So
I
like,
love ripping apart a claw.
Right, so delivering that stuff to the table and letting it be a kind of full sensory
Yeah.
undertaking.
Yum.
Yes.
This is the all caps yum.
I'll be full of crab, like I don't want to eat anymore, but I'll still sit there to be like, there's a little bit. It's the
It's like
completionist part of me. I'm going to
Maryland
get it out of there.
I mean, they would have when I lived in Maryland, we would go to one price, all you can eat Maryland crabs. And it was fine because you're going to drink all the beer, but you're going to spend like 4 hours eating like 4 crabs because it's so
Yes.
tricky to get all the meat out of those.
I had
And you're drinking Miller
Yeah.
Lite.
I had cold.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, good. I had a lesson from a crabber not too long ago on how to do it. This is king crab, not stone crabs, but or blue crab. And like those little moments of, if you push this way and twist that way, in those moments where it unlocks the secrets of it,
Yeah.
I was like, this is like, now I'm
Game
in.
on.
Somebody online basically showed like a Tetris move you can do on a chicken wing. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
and like you basically pull up both of the bones and any of like the weird little like chewy cartilage bits that you wouldn't normally eat. It just leaves everything.
Yeah.
Changed my life.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Souped up seaweed.
I'm a fan of seaweed.
me too.
I like
Me
it just
too.
a dried seaweed, just to nibble on like a cracker. It's
Love
salty.
it. 100%. Yay.
I see it also land in as garniture on lots of things now on menus. I see it. I also see a few more instances of non-Asian operations using it as a center of the plate,
Yeah.
right? That they're doing other flavored salads, et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera. So exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Intentional fermentation. And this made me think of my fire cider. I tried to make it, and it was an abysmal failure, and it smelled really badly. It rotted.
Yeah.
But I buy it now, and
Yeah.
I love it. It's so delicious.
Well, I was gonna say for like the TikTok side, like kombucha probiotic stuff is
Love it.
definitely still trending, having a
Yeah.
moment. Which is the one? There's like a soda brand that is like probiotic. It's like, is it Olipop?
Yes.
Olipop is
There
the
is
probiotic
something. I
one.
don't remember, but you were right.
Yeah, that absolutely having a
Yeah.
moment with the youngins.
So fermentation, yay.
Yay.
Okay, thumbs up. Terroir, purpose-driven storytelling.
Tell me more. I don't know what that is.
It's about the land and the
Yeah.
soil. Yeah. So
Oh.
Ted Genoway's This Blessed Earth would have probably been a great example of terroir sort of storytelling in a way.
Then 1 million yays.
Yeah.
Super into
I
that.
think it's interesting.
Yeah.
And I think there's more conversation needed around that.
I'm a gazillion yays on that.
Okay.
It
Awesome.
reminds me of the story you're telling about the Washington Monument a little bit, that is like how that tells the story of
Yeah.
like a whole building. It's all these like little pieces. And I like that idea of also that just also incorporated into food of like why you're eating something the way you are with the specific flavors and like what that
why
means for the
things
story of the
grow,
land.
Like what grows in what soil.
Yeah.
On how place itself is a part of the taste of the
Yes,
thing.
Yes.
absolutely.
Right? I mean, you can name a dish for somewhere. Chicken marigny is in my head right now. It's a Napoleon dish named after a town in Italy, but it has nothing to do, like it has to do with that Napoleon was there.
Right.
Not that there was supplying the ingredients or the store, anything
Yeah.
like that. But when you think of like a dish from a place, that then tells the story of that place. And so if there's more storytelling to show up like that, I mean, it's how I order whiskey when I'm somewhere else. I say I will have a whiskey from somewhere within as close to this door as possible on ice.
Nice.
And they're like, well, we have this one. I'm like, bring the bottle. I want to learn about it. But like, I don't want we have this thing from Colorado. Nah, like you have something from these dudes down the street trying to start it.
For sure.
Tell me their story.
I love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, this one I'm curious about. Shrinking menus. And this made me just think of Schitt's Creek
Oh, yeah.
Cafe Tropical.
Because their menu is just kind of all over the place.
I really actually would love a copy of their menu for our collection.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Honest to God, I feel
Will you
like
get it for us,
I'm gonna. So listeners,
If
I have a
anybody's
track
gonna
record
get
that I
it.
sometimes just cold email famous people and I get a response, and this is now going on my list.
That is one that should happen.
I think so too.
I'm gonna make the
But
case.
the shrinking menu is to go the opposite direction of that.
Less
Yes.
choice. I think, and I will tell you, this is why I think I have like a love of tasty pizza because of its simplicity. Like we have these pizzas. You have small or large. No, you cannot have substitutions. You can add jalapenos. That's it.
I love it. I mean, I love
It helps with the
being
decision
there.
making.
It helps with the decision making. And in the room, in the moment, there's a difference between what's offered and what's available, right?
Right.
So if you have jalapenos and you could put them on two things, fine.
Right.
That's okay with me. But being focused increases the probability that everything will be delicious.
Right.
Exponentially.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the only thing restaurant consultants have to be good at.
Right.
Is convincing operators to stop doing half of the things they're doing.
Right.
That if you're a restaurant consultant that does that, you're worth your weight in gold.
You got to tighten it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the
For
stuff
sure.
you don't do well, and you're better.
And then,
Yeah.
And then,
And sometimes that is the hard part in that moment is that sometimes you have to get rid of stuff that does well
Right.
because you don't do it well.
Having that moment.
And operators are very reluctant to do such a thing. But if you don't do it well, and by do it well, it has to be like objectively high quality, but it also has to tell your story right. That you could make good enchiladas,
And
but if you're the French cafe,
cost effective.
stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's got to tell your story, and
For
so
sure.
that piece of it is super critical.
Yeah. And then conversely, we have the soul satisfying large plates. So you can have a smaller menu, but have that big plate of that. I'm going to eat this and feel it.
I was going to say, one little thing I was going to say, but going back to the idea of shrinking menus, it's a reason why, and this might be controversial, I am a fan of restaurants that do no substitutions, no edits, that it's like, this is the dish.
Right.
Order, like, and maybe it's a smaller menu, but I like the idea of like, I am eating the dish the way they have envisioned it, that it's like they want me to experience this flavor profile, so I'm willing. It is like that storytelling. It's like I'm willing to let them tell me the story, and maybe I go back and figure out what my edits would be, and it's maybe I try to replicate it and I add the jalapenos or I take something out. But I do like the idea that it's like a chef has crafted something for me and I'm going to experience it.
I like it. I don't know.
It's controversial.
I remember one time chef wouldn't scramble my wife's eggs on her eggs Benedict at a restaurant that does eggs to order 1,000 different ways, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, yes, I agree. But like now what you've done is created a customer that's unhappy with the experience that they're about to get.
Right.
And so like in those moments, I don't know. I'm of both minds.
Right.
Poached eggs are way better on eggs Benedict. And that moment worked, right? That my wife was like unhappy with it, but like begrudgingly said yes.
Yeah.
And then now eats poached eggs on her eggs Benedict.
How
so
funny.
Like, you know, the world works in those moments. But I will tell you, we never returned to the restaurant.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Like it never, like the poached egg didn't win. The telling your customer they're wrong won.
Yes.
And that's
not
a recipe for
hospitality.
that's a recipe for disaster.
Affordable luxury tasting menus.
Oh.
I feel like I conflicted about tasting. Well,
I don't know if I understand
maybe I just think of like the really high end 20 course
yes.
tasting menus, which
But what's the word affordable doing there?
I
Like
don't know.
nobody, I mean, they're not taking those and making them $100, right?
Right.
Yeah. Maybe it's more of like the accessible ones that it's like if there's these like higher end, going to be expensive ones no matter what. And there's
Right.
just now people doing it for the common man. And it's like, you can afford
Right.
this.
Oh,
I'm going
like
to make a
these
really
good-
cool thing and have you try. Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
it
then
A
you
pretty?
moose
go-
bouche?
yeah.
I love saying moose bouche. I don't know if that's the right thing.
Yes.
I mean,
A
there
moose
would
bouche.
be one included probably.
Okay.
But I see, if that's what this is, if it's go to a place that would be $700.
Sure.
And you could sit at the bar and have a $100 version. And they're just
You're just getting the tidbits of each of them.
Oh, I love that
For
idea.
sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
love that.
That's like an
idea.
experience.
But who knows if that's what they meant
I
here.
know.
Yeah. So
Multi-concept spaces.
I also don't know.
I don't really. I think we're just gonna say.
I mean, we're
pass.
a multi-concept space
I know
in
it's
a way.
true.
Yeah.
But we're
I
exciting.
think this is Champagne Lanes and Ghost Donkey.
Okay.
Two of my faves.
Right? And they're
Oh,
kind of
so
in the
fun.
same space.
Yeah. The Reno's pickleball and also Willie's bowling over in Regency.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And their kitchen is rotating, so it's really fun. It's
Yeah.
like they'll have like one, like for 6 weeks, it's some like taco place, like taco truck that basically operates out of their kitchen. And then the
Dig it.
next 6 weeks, it's like an Indian oven kind of thing.
Love it.
Oh,
Right.
it's so fun.
Okay.
We should go there.
All right. Trending cocktail flavors and styles. So there's three kind of concepts here: savory and culinary driven cocktails. Which I was like, okay, they
I can
talk
get behind
about-
a savory cocktail.
Sure. I was thinking Spain and vermouth because I feel like they sort of have a little bit more of a savory kind of.
I was thinking like a Bloody Mary.
Well, I mean, they talk about Bloody Marys, but
Yeah.
I think it's more they wanted to go beyond the Bloody Mary. I think when I was reading this article, they were like, I want some, really curated cheese and a cracker and a drink. And I was like, okay.
Let me know how that goes.
I know. I don't know how I feel about that.
You're talking about pairing being the culinary drive
No,
there?
it's really thinking about culinary. I think, what did they say? I have to go back and
Like
look at
I
it.
see
But
that sometimes culinary driven cocktails,
I mean, it's,
to me, it means like that the bartender as chef.
Yes.
Like that they're like crafting their own syrup so they can get just the
For
right
sure.
amount of XYZ
this
in
is
it.
when
and
I
they're
think bitters
right?
and vermouth. Like vermouth, yeah. Like
that they're putting together their
Right.
components that then they're doing infusions and they're making
Yeah.
their own syrups and their own pink turns and
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
Yes, I
Sure.
stand for it. I don't know if I see widespread appeal for it
Right.
because it's expensive when you do stuff like
Yeah.
that. But certainly when I have a cocktail like that, where the person behind the bar has like,
Yeah.
hand chiseled the ice and
Right.
they're delicious.
I know they are delicious.
I then, go somewhere else for an old style to
Exactly.
kind of carry
Yeah.
the night on. But love it. I love
Yeah,
the
for sure.
idea. Yeah.
But continuing on the trend is the craft cocktail sans booze, which I love.
Me too.
I think a good mocktail is awesome.
And some of them, there's a great Nebraska company called Sand Hills
Yeah.
Elixirs.
We have some of that at
Yeah,
home.
that makes, no alcohol replicas,
Yeah.
kind of. So you can still do a gin and tonic, but it's with no alcohol gin kind of thing. It's cool.
Love
I like it.
I really want to try a no booze Negroni because it's my favorite cocktail. I haven't really tried one yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant with my youngest in 2022, I was on a work trip and I had gone out to dinner, and they had a whole menu at this restaurant of alcohol-free cocktails, and it was 0% alcohol spirits that they use. And this is the thing, I'm not a sweets person for especially for drinks. Like if I'm gonna have a dirty vodka martini is my favorite. So very salty, very savory, and the cocktails that I had there, it truly felt like I was having a cocktail. There was no alcohol in it, and it was not sweet. It was just this earthy flavors.
Right.
It was amazing.
I love
That's
it.
cool.
We're living in a good time.
Love it. And then last is low waste cocktails. I'm not sure what that means.
I'm looking to see how you spelled waste. Okay. I thought it was low calorie.
Low, yeah, it's gonna trim your waist.
My waist a little bit.
Let's just
It's gonna BBL your cocktail.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually looking this up. If I had to assume, I would just
I
assume
know.
it's
it is on James Beard. I didn't get all the notes,
That it's
but I was
probably using,
Like-
scrap and
Yeah.
trim kind of stuff.
you use all parts of the buffalo, you're going to use all parts of the orange
Yeah.
to make this drink
Right.
or something.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay. Low waste cocktails minimize environmental impact by repurposing kitchen scraps, using whole ingredients, and employing sustainable techniques like infusions or ferments to create delicious, eco-friendly
Let's do
drinks.
it. I'm there.
I
there
mean,
for
even if most bars just got better at, not throwing away the middle of the lemon after taking off all the lemon peels, you'd be in
Yeah.
better shape. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I stand
I
for
love it. And this last little section, Brian, I want you to kind of start it off with us because I feel like you are the hospitality guru, and I love talking to you about that concept. So that is the last little trend that they explore. So what are the three?
The three on there are a people-first approach, collaboration over competition, and real moments first versus Instagram bait.
I've heard a lot about that last one lately.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that if you build your operation to be excellent and that then gets people to post about it, wonderful. But if you design your entrance sequence about the photo opportunity rather than the flow of customers as they wait.
Right.
I'm not saying you shouldn't make it beautiful and Instagram worthy, but I agree that make it real. Excellence should be the thing that they tell the story about, not that
Yeah.
you're telling a story and hoping that leads to it being a good thing. So
Yeah.
I love that. And in fact, I don't know, I the phrase itself, Instagram bait, I hear my kids use
Right.
that they're like, that's not real. That's Instagram bait. And I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
But the people first approach, I mean, we talked about it a little bit already, that idea that sure, cut your menu down,
Right.
but then still be responsive to what your guest is asking for when they get there. Of course, that should be the way that we operate, that the guest is the most important part of the dining scene. That is not permission to be an asshole.
Right.
It's just you said we get one swear word, right? Is that one
Enjoy
each?
it.
Or
Yeah.
did I just use the one for the whole
That's okay.
episode?
We'll do a cute little sound effect over it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's that's the last thing that you want. But also, all right, I was just telling you I was in Savannah, and I'm checking out at this coffee shop that, my daughter had curated and found and, was the place to go. But they, flipped the, I punched in my order at the counter and had the guy come over while we were hem-hawing and he was kind, but he was kind of scolding us that we were taking too long and the kitchen was about to close while we were standing there.
No.
And I was like, all right, I get it. And so we got our stuff done. And then it, prompts me to tip 15, 20 or 22 or maybe 19, 20 or 21. I don't know. And so I do, Well, then, whatever the stuff comes out, it's delicious and tasty and Instagram worthy. But then right before we leave, I noticed that there's a plaque sitting right in front of me that's telling me where to bust my dishes to. And I thought, wait a minute, I've just done all of the things.
Yeah.
I'm down that people deserve to get paid well and people
Right.
deserve all of those things, but nothing about Like, you didn't put me at the center of your operation.
Right.
You put you at the center of your operation.
Yes.
Like, you thought, how can I make this easiest on the people that work here? And if we keep doing that in hospitality, it's going to fall down. Like,
Yeah, it is.
it's
I agree.
gross. I'm not saying don't tip. I'm saying don't bust your own table once you do.
Right.
And a place that wants to get mad at you about that, please send them to me.
Yeah.
Because I need to have that conversation
Right.
with those folks.
Yeah.
Like, I am a figure who should be shaping the hospitality culture of this city. And if that's what's happening, that we're telling people to tip and bust their own dishes, I have failed
Right.
in my entire purpose in life. Like,
Yeah.
it is wrong on 1,000 levels.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what not people first looks like, we got to change it.
I
We got to
agree.
change it. And I hope that there are restaurant and food service people listening to this that are pissed at me and want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I do too.
And this can really expand out to many industries as people first, for
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah.
Certainly don't expect your customer to pay your wage and do your job.
Right.
Like, it's
Nope.
disgusting.
Uh-huh.
Collaboration over competition.
Yeah.
If I see 100 more collabs between our hand pie girls and other operations,
Yes.
it won't be enough.
Right. I know.
Like, yes,
But we
more.
do
and
well
I love
in
them.
this
I
city.
love them. I love them.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, Dolomites doing something with cone flour. Like,
Yeah.
I love.
Yep.
I stand for every moment of it. Those are spectacular.
I agree.
Yeah, those are
100.
spectacular.
Yeah.
I also just love seeing on social media when restaurants are plugging other restaurants.
Yeah.
Of like, guys, I just went here. This was so good. Everybody should go eat here.
Love it.
I do love that
Yeah.
vibe.
Katie and Brian from Coneflower just finished this leadership academy we have at
Yeah, I
school.
saw
the
that.
picture.
And they
Yeah.
posted, and like the first 3 people to post were other restaurateurs.
I love it
being
so
like,
much.
Plugging it.
Legends, you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Great job on this. I was like, how cool and supportive.
It's
why
a
I
very
love
supportive
Omaha.
I know
community.
it is. It's
It
very
really
cool.
is.
It's very
Hands
cool.
down, that
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. So let's talk about our book picks from the James Beard
What did we
nominees
like?
2026.
I gotta pull up my little phone.
I'm
I know.
sad at my schedule every time I read this list. I have to say that to start
Yeah,
with.
right? Brian, we're going to have you go first and go through your picks.
Okay. I mean, you said 3, but I have 5.
Oh, I love it. Let's bring it. I think that's even better.
So, from the food issues and advocacy section, I really want to read Eating Behind Bars.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a story about food service in prisons and in situations of incarceration. And I think of all the ways in which being locked up is punishment, terrible food should not be one of them. And I actually also found that it was, I went on the tour at Alcatraz not too long
Yeah.
ago, and they worked very hard to have good food because I think every movie also supports this statement, but almost every prison riot also starts in the
Right.
cafeteria.
Yes.
And they noticed
Food
that
fight.
when the food was good,
that didn't happen as
on
often.
days when the food was things that the inmates liked, they didn't start food fights.
Oh,
So there's
that's
a
interesting.
billion other
Yeah.
sociological reasons to serve good food in prisons, but also there's a very practical
Health
one
and
that
safety.
that I think the guards would get behind too. But anyway, I'm excited to read it. I haven't read it yet. So there's
Love
one. The other one that I think, at least it looks like was on both of our lists, Amy, is this Nile
Yes.
Nightshade, an Egyptian culinary history of the tomato.
Ooh.
I'm very excited.
I
It's
am
the first
too.
I've heard of it.
And listeners, I selected that book one because it's like a little micro history, and I always love those micro histories. And also, I love tomatoes. I
By
eat
the-
them all summer.
By
and
the
it's
end
silence.
of the 20th century, the tomato, indigenous to the Americas, had become Egypt's top horticulture crop and a staple of Egyptian cuisine. The tomato brought together domestic consumers, cookbook readers, and home cooks through a shared culinary culture that sometimes transcended differences of class, region, gender, and ethnicity,
Right.
and sometimes reinforced them.
Yeah.
It's like somebody worked hard to write that little paragraph
I
to
know.
make me excited about
I
the
know.
book.
Exactly.
But absolutely, I love stuff like that, especially item like the tomato that it probably enjoyed as much stardom in its foreign homes than it ever did here.
Sure.
Right? Like it's from the Americas, but I can't think of its lineage through indigenous cuisine
Right.
that is still alive today. Like even its prominence in Mexico is via Spain. Like it was
they had a
gone home
lot
and then
of
come back.
Yeah.
And so
Great
the
tapas.
tomato, I can't think of a food stuff. I mean, non like staple. I mean,
Right.
Sure.
rice and onions and things like that.
Yeah.
Sure, but the tomato has lived a very exciting life throughout its history. I love a book like that.
I had a lot of great tomato dishes in Spain.
Yeah, you were
Oh,
just
yeah.
there
Yeah.
for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, how long?
Almost 2 weeks. Yeah.
No, she had a good time.
I did.
Jealous.
All right. What's next? Love
So
it.
the next is one that I've already bought that I'm very excited about, which is called Turtle Island.
Oh, yes.
It's on the U.S. Food Waste section.
Yeah.
It's I'm going to say it's the next book from Sean Sherman, although he's
He's already-
co-author with two other really incredible people on it. But so Turtle Island is, I think, the kind of indigenous way to refer to the U.S. or to the North American continent. And so this is the story of kind of food before contact, before colonization, before stuff like that. And it's very exciting. And I just found it. We have a chef, Doug Chrisman, from our faculty, who's going to participate in a culinary conference over in Iowa. And Sean Sherman is going to be there, kind of one of the keynotes.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And I was excited for Chef Crispin that he's
Yeah.
going, and that it's kind of one of his first moments on a panel talking about stuff like that at a big conference. And so I went to get him a present for it. Well, so then I see this book and I'm like, oh, well, shit, I should buy him this so that he could get it signed.
Totally. That's a great
Chef
present.
Sherman when he's there. Because Sean Sherman is making a splash. I mean, he's
sure is.
already made a big splash in the culinary community, but he is causing a rise that, has needed to happen. I mean, it needed to never not happen. So he's trying to kind of push the rewind button on what colonialism did to food without erasing the positive impacts of, kind of cultural intersection and vibrancy. He's an amazing chef.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
There's the three books.
Okay.
But I also really want to listen to this episode of the Herd podcast, mostly because it's a well-named podcast for culinary people. So it's about. So its tagline is becoming a better chef.
I love it.
And the episode that is nominated is about lessons learned through life in the kitchen. So I'm very excited to listen to stuff like that. And mostly I get excited and depressed in moments where I see things that I should have done, like on the Unreasonable Hospitality when Will.
Such a great book.
I know, and I'm like, I wish I was smart enough to write a book like that. Like I look at it and I'm like, that was. And so a podcast called Herd seems like a thing that I should have done. So now I will be sad for too long before I just go listen to the damn thing. But, that was really exciting.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what I'm super excited about. But this list is a challenge and blessing every year because it is marvelous.
It's always true every year that it's like, well, I want to read all of them. Like all of them look good.
Did you have a fifth?
My fifth is a thing that I don't know if I fully understand. It's a piece of social media called Relish.
Oh, yeah. I was curious about that too.
So I'm going to dig more into it and see what that's like.
Do some research.
Yeah. Awesome. Maggie, do you want to go?
I can go.
Yeah.
So one that jumped out to me. So I will say too, I limited myself because there were so many good ones. I limited myself to only things that we had in our collection currently. Okay. So
that's like being in sales at the same time. Good job.
I get overwhelmed by choice sometimes, and I am just like, I have to find a parameter to like bring this down a tiny bit. Like the idea of having too big of a menu, it's like just give me 2 or 3 pages of it.
When you just cut off all desserts with cinnamon, that helps with the choice.
It does. See, there we go. I'm limiting. So I did limit myself to just things that we have in the catalog. So one that jumped out to me was Marion Nestle's "What to Eat Now: The Indispensable Guide to Good Food, How to Find It, and Why It Matters." I know everybody here has probably read Pollan's. Oh my God, what was this? Omnivore's Dilemma. Reminded me a lot of that, of just the idea, but kind of like a modern take, a modern look on it, of like what we're gravitating towards now, the trends and all of that, what it says to what we, what's in fashion, what it says about us. but also what makes good food, how to find it, why that pursuit is good, and the ways that you can kind of tackle it, which I find interesting.
If you did nothing as a lover of food, but read everything that Marion Nestle has ever written, you'd be good. You would be an enriched person.
Yeah. So great book. I picked one. I think we have actually talked about this book on the podcast before, but I couldn't remember what episode. What stuck out to me was the cover. I didn't recognize the title, but then when I saw the cover, I'm like, I swear we talked about this book on the podcast before, and that is Strong Roots, a memoir of food, family, and the Ukraine by Olia Hercules. I like the more food focused ones. Obviously, this is still food focused, but I love the idea. What was the thing that the terroir? Terroir, thank you. Yeah. Terroir-driven storytelling. The idea of bringing in that idea of home and culture and Ukrainian roots and how that, you can see those lines coming down in the food, their actions as a family. I think it's a really timely book. Beautiful. So I picked that. My last, we were talking about how Seinfeld, New York 90s food. I was immediately drawn to Morgenstern's Finest Ice Cream by Nicholas Morgenstern. Yeah. The cover of this book looks so 90s New York. I was ecstatic. The rest of it felt kind of coffee table book-esque, but gorgeous pictures talking about handcrafted ice cream and the pursuit of delicious ice cream. We're also very lucky where we are in Omaha about ice cream. Like, we've got Coneflower, we've got Ten Wally's, we got so many good ice cream stores now. Yeah. So I feel like that's always one thing that's on my mind. And not the cinnamon ice cream, but all the other ones that are so good. This book was beautiful. The pictures are gorgeous.
Cinnamon ice cream, also delicious.
So good.
You guys,
so good.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
I bet if you got cinnamon ice cream and a scoop of coffee ice cream,
you'd be having a Zen drink.
Listeners, I'm making a face that doesn't look
Somebody
happy.
needs to log in and watch the face right now.
Amy, what did you pick?
I have quite a few, but I'll just talk about some books, 3 books.
Option paralysis.
No, it truly is. So there is one under food issues and advocacy called What to Eat Now, the Indispensable Guide to Good Food, How to Find It, and Why It Matters. I don't know what that's about, but I love everything in that sentence. And I do think about the quality of food and what we buy and where we buy it all of the time. I also am curious about this is under general, just the topic, the category general. Flavor Heroes, 15 modern pantry ingredients to amplify your cooking.
Oh, I could get into that. Yeah.
Yes.
Give me a tip.
I'm always into that.
I saw it and I was like, this is like a, hey, what should you have in your house no matter what?
Yeah.
And I love the idea. I don't usually read things like that, but I am very interested to know what those 15
For sure.
are. Yes.
Yeah, I love it. We have a lot of spices. So many spices. And the one book that I actually did bring up and checked out from our collection, I haven't started reading it yet, but I was very curious about it. And this is literary writing, which is one of my favorite categories from James Beard. And this is called The Last Sweet Bite: Stories and Recipes of Culinary Heritage Lost and Found by Michael. I don't know how to say that last name.
I'll murder it. Let me look it up.
Sheikh. But anyway, I mean, he really he looks at war-torn countries and what are these recipes that people bring with them and if they have to leave their country because of war, and what does that turn into? And I don't know. I haven't read this, but this is just a very.
I do love that concept, though.
And I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a book that I think I talked about before called Coming Home to Eat.
Yeah.
It's by Gary Paul Nobbin. He's a University of New Mexico or New Mexico State
love it.
Anthropologist, and he tells those stories in reverse, that he finds the immigrant community and sees what they're eating on diaspora, and then tries to chase it back a little bit in his own heritage, right? He's from, I'm gonna say Syria, but maybe Lebanon or some place in the Levant, and so cool. I love that stretch of how come we eat. MFK Fisher talks about it a little bit in Gastronomical Me.
One of the greatest food writers.
When we say your name on the podcast, you should have to pour out a little tea.
I'll do it right now.
for your dead homie. But she talks about it in Gastronomical Me about this idea that you may be eating the food from your mom, from your grandma,
Right.
but you don't necessarily know the story it's still telling you.
yeah.
Right? That they don't all come with the rules of the Seder.
Right.
Right? Where like you talk about why this fish and this bread and this thing. Like, this is just the food at my family's table. But the kid, MFK Fisher talks about her asking her own cook, why is this what we're eating for dinner? And it then being this way to connect to the like lineage of their family and their culture and all of those things. It's so beautiful.
And I would say, if to listeners now, ask about those culinary traditions in your own family. When my dad was dying, and his grandparents were from Czechoslovakia. I mean, his grandparents were. So one of the dishes that we ate as kids was like an egg noodle dish with like canned mushroom soup, because that's
Yes.
what we grew up in.
Yes.
But if you look back at the original dish, I think it's called a flischki or something like that. And I did make it for him while we were going through that dying process, which was very painful. And I also recorded a lot of stories from my dad about him growing up and about his family, because I wanted that audio history to kind of remain with us and to hear about it. But it's beautiful. But that dish changed, and I never understood what that dish was all about until he was dying. So ask now.
Ask now.
Ask now.
For sure.
And bravo to you for doing that with your dad
Yeah.
and getting that story and sharing it with us.
Yeah.
Last time you brought it up, you didn't make it through the next sentence, and you
No.
did today. So
I
good job.
did. Yeah.
Good job.
I know. It took me a
I
few
know,
years.
and it should. It should. If you got over it in a day, that would
Yeah.
tell its own story.
For
So,
sure.
yeah.
And the couple more things I'm going to mention. One is
Yeah.
under commercial media, and it's called The Theory of Spice. It's just curious about this. This is airs on LA Times Studio, Documentary Plus, and YouTube. So I'm going to go find that and add it
Okay.
to the show notes.
Yeah.
And then under documentary visual media, we have this one I cannot wait to watch. And almost watched last night, but we're in a Ted Lasso kind of addiction.
It's a good one to be in.
Yeah. And it's called Finding Edna Lewis, and it airs on PBS, and it's on now. So, you know, the great Edna.
I do.
Yeah, amazing. And another one called The Soil Remembers, and it airs on Vimeo, which that's so interesting that they now are like YouTube
doing
and everybody
that.
else. They're just doing our thing.
Wasn't it like a way in which you could create content?
Yeah, but now they're,
doing their own.
Love them.
I know, it's great. So that's it.
And
Yeah.
Edna Lewis is one of the American sages. So
Yes.
she's somebody that we study on purpose at school
sure.
all the time. And so that has already been a reference for our students. I don't know how much they've engaged it, but I'm excited for them
Yeah.
to keep doing so. So that's magnificent.
I love it.
I love this time with you ladies.
I
I know. That's our fave.
Brian, thank you
I always
so
look forward
much.
to this.
Cinnamon rolls next time.
I know. We're going to.
We'll fight. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
You'll eat a cinnamon roll as long
Broncos.
as
Oh,
there's
like,
frosting. right?
as long as they're if there's frostingless, if they come from a like actual like nice place, and if it's a Pillsbury.
Wait, you want frosting-less? You don't like the
No.
frosting?
No, sorry. I'm no.
You want the frosting like they have in Pillsbury.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that little plastic kind of.
Yes,
yeah.
no, I understand.
I want microplastics in
Microplastic, yeah.
my cinnamon roll.
Don't worry, it's just in the air.
Don't worry, you're getting it no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah, we're in that era.
This was awesome.
This was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
and
for
now
joining
I'm
us today.
really hungry.
I know. I can't wait until the swig opens and we can just go have like a culinary adventure and then finish it off with a
yeah.
soda.
It's like, yeah.
I need to walk down to Okra and pay
I
for the
know.
students that just had lunch.
Love it.
So, I mean, it is walkable for you
It
guys,
is.
probably.
For sure. Yeah.
Love it.
I know. Brian, thank you so
Thanks
much
for being
joining
here.
us.
Honored.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Every book, resource, or thing that we mentioned that we can link to on the internet can be found in list form in our episode description. So if you missed something we talked about, check out that list.
The Book Drop is produced by Omaha Public Library. Our theme music is Trapped in Amber, courtesy of the band Lucid Fugue. Don't forget to subscribe to The Book Drop on your favorite podcast app and like and follow Omaha Public Library on social media.